Own your day, own your life. Before the sun rises, before the world wakes, there exists a silence. And in that silence, there is a choice, a sacred opportunity to command your life or to be commanded by it. Most never even see it. They hit snooze not just on the alarm, but on their potential. They surrender the battlefield of the morning and wonder why they're losing the war of the day. But not you, not anymore. You weren't born to drift. You were born to dominate your time, your focus, your future. To master the hours instead of watch them vanish. You were born to own your day, because that is how you own your life. History has no shortage of proof. Edison didn't invent the light bulb because he waited for inspiration. He hunted it down in the early hours when the world was quiet and his mind was clear. Carnegie built empires not on luck, but on discipline forged through focused, deliberate days. Lincoln turned every setback into fuel by seizing each day like it was his last chance to leave a mark. And here's the truth few will ever tell you. Your life is not defined by the years ahead of you. It is shaped in the single moments that most overlook. A decision made at dawn, a task finished before distraction can creep in. A vision revisited when everyone else is lost in noise. That is where greatness is born, not in a decade, but in a day. Success is not a destination. It is a habit, a pattern, a ritual. If you cannot own one day, you will never own a year. And if you cannot own a year, you will never own your legacy. So where does it begin? It begins in the mind. Because nothing outside of you will change until everything inside of you does. Most people walk through life in a fog. They have dreams, yes, but those dreams are soft, fragile, undisciplined. They break at the first sign of discomfort. They wilt under the weight of distraction. They aren't rooted in belief. They're floating in hope. But hope is not a strategy. Hope won't get you out of bed when the world is dark and your goals feel distant. Belief will. Conviction will. You must believe that your day matters. You must believe that every minute is a vote cast for the kind of life you want to live. You must believe that discipline is not a punishment. It is a declaration. A promise to yourself that you will not settle. You will not fold. You will not live on accident. The mind is the gatekeeper. Guard it with everything you have. What you let in becomes what you live out. Feed it doubt, and it will manufacture fear. Feed it clarity, and it will generate fire. You must feed your mind like a warrior sharpening his blade, daily, deliberately, relentlessly. Clarity is power. When your vision is foggy, your actions are weak. When you don't know where you're going, every distraction seems like a detour worth exploring. But when your vision is clear, everything else falls into place. Clarity cuts through the noise. It tells you what to say yes to, and more importantly, what to say no to. A man with a clear vision does not wander. He does not negotiate with laziness. He does not entertain mediocrity. He walks with purpose. He rises with urgency. He builds days that serve his destiny, not his comfort. And understand this, clarity does not come from thinking. It comes from doing, from acting, from testing, from failing and recalibrating. You do not find your purpose in a journal. You find it in the battlefield of action. That is why the most powerful thing you can do today is move. Not perfectly, not elegantly, just move. Take the step. Write the email. Make the call. Build the thing. Launch the idea. Clarity comes through engagement, not hesitation. But once the vision is clear, once the belief is built, there is still one element that separates the average from the elite. It is the weapon few want to wield because it demands more than most are willing to give. It is discipline. Discipline is the quiet strength, the early wake-up, the repeated reps. The no when comfort screams yes. It is the refusal to betray your future self for a moment of ease. Discipline is the bridge between goals and results, between desire and destiny. Disney was told he lacked imagination. Ford was told he couldn't mass-produce the car. They were laughed at, dismissed, rejected, and still, they showed up day after day. Because they understood something the world still hasn't grasped. You don't need motivation to move. You need purpose, and purpose is sustained by discipline. Every single day you wake up, you are faced with a decision. Do you honor the future you envision? Or do you sell it for the cheap thrill of today's comfort? And let me tell you, comfort is a liar. It whispers sweet words and delivers nothing. It seduces with ease and robs you of power. The path to greatness has never been paved in comfort. It is carved in sweat, in sacrifice. In silence, when no one is watching, and still you rise. Because purpose is not proven in public. It is proven in private. In the dark mornings when the world still sleeps. In the moments when doubt knocks louder than belief. In the decision to show up, not when you feel like it, but because you said you would. Own your day, and you take back control from the chaos. You silence the distractions. You break the cycle of delay. You stop waiting for the right time and become the reason time bends to your will. That's what it means to be intentional, to be elite. To move through the world not reacting, but commanding, not floating, but forging. And the fuel that drives this machine, the power source that amplifies it all, is gratitude. Not the soft, passive kind. Not the kind you write once a week in a journal and forget the next day. I'm talking about the kind of gratitude that grounds you in fire. That reminds you that you are not owed a single second on this earth. That today is not guaranteed. It is gifted. You can complain about the alarm clock, or you can be grateful you have another shot. You can curse your responsibilities, or you can realize that responsibility is a sign you matter. You can dread the work ahead, or you can remember that work is the bridge between the life you have and the life you want. Gratitude is power. It doesn't soften your edge, it sharpens your perspective. It turns the mundane into meaning. It transforms pressure into privilege. Because when you understand that every moment is a miracle, you start treating it like one. Gratitude keeps you humble, keeps you hungry. It reminds you that no matter how far you've come, there is more in you. That your best work is still ahead. That the next day, the next hour, the next decision could change everything. And when you anchor yourself in gratitude, when you fuel your fire with discipline and clarity, you become unstoppable. Because you are no longer chasing time, You are leading it. You are no longer at the mercy of the day. You are the architect of it. Own your day, and you own your life, because life is not made in the grand gestures. It is built in the small moments, the early wake-ups, the extra reps, the words you speak to yourself when no one else can hear. Your calendar is not just a list of tasks. It is a blueprint, a statement of what you value, a reflection of your identity. If it is filled with clutter, your life will feel chaotic. But if it is carved with intention, every hour with purpose, then your future is no longer a question. It is a commitment. Don't wait for motivation. Don't seek permission. Don't wish for the perfect time. Today is your time. Own it. Because every decision compounds. Every day builds on the last. What you do today is not isolated. It is cumulative. It creates momentum. It creates identity. It becomes the story you tell through your results. Don't wait for motivation. Don't seek permission. Don't wish for the perfect time. Today is your time. Own it. Resilience is the armor you forge by showing up when it's hard. It's how you build spiritual muscle, emotional endurance, mental armor. The people who win in life are not the ones who never get knocked down. They are the ones who refuse to stay there. The ones who say, yes, life hit me, but I hit back. Failure is not the enemy. Fear of starting is. Avoiding the work is. Letting the weight of what-ifs keep you paralyzed is. But movement creates clarity. Action neutralizes fear. Progress silences doubt. You don't need to know every step. You just need to take the next right one. When Thomas Edison was inventing the light bulb, he failed over 1,000 times. He didn't call them failures. He said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. That's not just a mindset, that's a weapon. A perspective that turns every obstacle into an opportunity for power. So, show up, stumble if you must. Fall if you have to, but rise, always rise. Because the only way to lose is to quit, and the only way to win is to keep going. Own your day, own your fight, own your fire, own your life. And never forget this, your life doesn't change when the calendar flips. It doesn't change when the clock strikes midnight. It changes when you decide it must, when you draw the line. When you stop negotiating with weakness, when you say, this is who I am now. This is what I do. That decision, it starts today. This hour, this moment, this breath, now go ... Own it all.